Hello, my name is Brandon A. Robinson. I am an attorney in North Carolina based in the Durham area. I'm also a professionally trained historian with a focus in American history and presidential history in the 19th century. And when I was an undergraduate at Western Carolina University, I minored in philosophy and studied ethics, particularly in Aristotle and Plato. I've been a judge with the UNC Chapel Hill Parr Center for Ethics since November 2013. I've been a judge in both the North Carolina High School Ethics Bowl as well as the National High School Ethics Bowl. And it's one of my favorite yearly volunteer commitments. I enjoy doing it, and I'm very pleased to support the Parr Center's mission. What I have seen when I look at the larger culture, first of all, young people, they are very much aware of what's happening in politics. They pay attention. And they're more plugged into it even than I was growing up in the 1980s and 1990s because of social media. And one thing that they notice is that there is a coarsening of the national discourse, and there's a lack of civility. And there is this premise that people who disagree with you or have a different take on things are not only wrong, which they may or may not be logically, but they're also bad, or they're unpatriotic, or that they have ill will towards their country. We try to engage complicated subject matter in ethics with civility. And not just civility, but also constructive engagement, which is more than simply being nice to someone, but engaging with them in complexity and doing it so that you get not necessarily to full consensus, because we don't always have consensus, but at least to a point where you understand how another person thinks, how they approach things. I love seeing these young people of first-rate intellectual capacity really engaging seriously and earnestly in topics that I think all Americans need to think more about, even those of us who are grown up and in the real world. So I enjoy seeing that. I enjoy seeing the shaping of character. I see future citizens, future legislators, future judges in these competitions. And these are going to be the people who are going to lead the state and the country and really work on the most pressing issues of the 21st century. So I enjoy seeing all of this in its embryonic stage as a judge. It's deeply personally fulfilling to me. Usually I'm very busy in litigation, but I still make time to do this because I feel a moral impetus to invest in the next generation of Americans. If we lose faith in our institutions because young people are not learning the same civic lessons that I learned when I was able to go to similar venues, and adults at the time volunteered hours from their busy weekends and schedules so that I could have a civic education and on top of my formal education. If we miss a generation, you can't take for granted that the same democratic norms and traditions and customs that have bound this country together, regardless of race, regardless of partisan affiliation, regardless of geographical location or national origin, or any of these things that might make us different in some way. If you don't have that shared commitment to what democracy means, you might lose it.